Okay, we got some light. What I'm gonna do right now is set the, first turn this glove around so I can put it back on. Because I can't touch the camera with a greasy glove. What we're gonna do is add some grease because they didn't send enough grease. There is not enough grease in there. There's just enough grease if all you ever do with it is roll it around your backyard. And that is tight enough. I do need the wrench, which, what did I just do with it? Oh, right here. And yeah, I know, I'm using a freaking vice grip. Not the right wrench. But if you're careful and you don't do this every day, it won't booger it up enough to make it be worried about. And get it on there right so it don't slip. There we go. Okay. And it's already set. As soon as I back off, it's loose because the bearings are set. Get out, dog. What is that about? Oh. I don't know if he knows his lights are dimming when that happens. That nut right there. Pull that bearing off and just set her back on there, and you can see. Sure, get behind the camera here without getting up. Yeah, look how dry that is. That should have a big glob of grease in there. And literally, this is all lace in. That's the amount of grease. What's on that bearing? That's it. There's just a thin film in here. We're gonna pack it up. Probably should replace these bearings with just plain better bearings. And you don't want too much grease in here. But you don't want that, you don't want it to be that dry. And this is a good marine grease. I wish I could put more in the other bearing without, I don't want to pull that seal out. Push in what I can with my finger. And as you can see, we got to, we should have a little bit more in there yet. Hopefully you can see in there. And once I got it sitting up there, I'm going to put a little bit more in and some in the cap. I don't want to squeeze some more into that other bearing. I don't want to pull this thing apart and do it. So we're going to cheat it a little bit. I don't want to take a chance on damaging the seal unless I'm definitely going to put new bearings in. And they did put a grease fitting on these, thank goodness. I'm just going to try and push it into the gear, the bearing a little bit. Turn it a little bit. Make sure there's plenty in there. Make sure the seal is good and wet, because this slides on that axle and they'd eventually wear down. And this should be gone as well. Gubby gubby. This should be all nice and slobbery before you go together. Slide that oil in there, good oil in there. Now, what I'll do here, I just do this. I don't think it's spreading out too much. That's what I'm trying to do, get a gob in my palm. Shouldn't have got dirt on it. No good if it got dirt in it. I'm trying to save that little bit that was on the, and I'm just basically going to do that. You can see what I'm doing there. Let me pull that washer out of the way. And on this side here, You can just go like that, just keep pushing it in. That'll push into the bearing. Push it in. That way, make sure that bearing nice and gobbed up. But you don't, if you get too much, and that means like filling that thing up, or at least filling it past, like, say, even like a third full total of grease. There's not at least probably 3/4 airspace inside that for what you got. You only want like 1/4 of the cap filled so it feeds the stack. On that crooked. The extra grease actually is stopping it from going in. Just making it thicker here and there. Oh, yeah. Look where the where the hole is before you start this, then you don't have as much trouble later finding it. Of course, I don't have my glasses on, so we're going this way, a little diagonal. Okay. Lose this bar for a minute, so I pick up the wrench, which went where? Yes, folks, we lose everything here on the show. What the hell did I do with it? What's going on here? I didn't walk away with it, did I? Did I? Oh, let's see. There she is. There she is. Oh. I'm going to keep turning that. Tighter. Keep turning this. Falling off my horse. So eventually basically the bearing's going to stop. Or almost stop. It will just feel so damn tight you don't want to go any further. But keep wanting to turn it as you tighten. That's feeling pretty good already. I don't think I'm going to get much more. Alright, then you back off. Partial turn, not a big turn till it slacks. That's still too tight. It'll eventually get, and there'll be some break in. So, see there, she's starting to get nice and loose right there. Just a little bit of pressure to turn it. There. That's pretty good now. Diagonally. Right there. That's the first notch. That. Oh shoot! I went to touch something with grease. Okay. Right. Rag. Where'd my rag go? Water pins are here on the table. There's one. Yeah. Now this is the one that came with it. One I found in. So let's go ahead and use this one first. Now, best thing I've ever found for doing cotter pins is a pair of wire cutters. I knew I found them the other day and got them out. Wire cutters. A lot of people overdo this. What you want to do, you want to bend that one in, cut her off. Bend that in, take that one, and just trim it off. She ain't going nowhere. Well, as you see, they sent this completely dry. So we will, that's where I'm getting the grease on my hands from grabbing that handle. I don't know if you'll be able to see this at all. A couple more squirts. That'll be fine. And you can see what I put in there. It's not a whole hell of a lot. You don't need a lot. You just want it so that everything can flow kind of back and forth. Now, it'd be best if I have a nice big socket to tap that in with, but I don't know where one is. But I do have a rubber mallet here somewhere. Just had it. What are they going to do with it? A rubber mallet. Of course, now it's missing on AWOL. That one I kind of need a rubber. And that was in there, and then I used it for that. Yes, that's what it is. Over here. There it is. Nice big socket, works beautiful. You can catch that rim, but make sure that's seated all the way down. And that's what you want right there. And I'll check these on the road. I will go with a kit to fix this if it breaks down on the road. Fresh bearings and another tire and possibly a whole hub. To measure this lug pattern, which means I need a tape measure. Something to measure with. Yeah, I don't want to prolong the video, so I'll measure that on the other side. Basically, I'm just going to repeat the process on the other side. So, I won't post both of them. I mean, it doesn't, not gaining you any information. And it's just extra time. So, I'll repeat this process on the other side. Of course, I'm going to tighten these lug nuts now because this is finished. If I was doing this for a customer, I would say take it right to California. But check it first, always. Always, always. And all you got to do to check is come back after you've driven a little ways, put your hand on here, and I'm going to wipe that. That's all greasy. Dumbass. Dumbass. Yep. So I'll come back and touch that, and I'll probably hit that with some brake clean so it's good and clean so I don't get my hands dirty when I come back. That's not bad. But you want to test it for temperature, how hot it's getting. It shouldn't be any more than just a lukewarm, very lukewarm, like just lukewarm bath water. Love nuts. I can. Too small. Yeah, there we go. These are the wrong sockets for this, but it'll work. I'm not going to crank them down with this because what I want is to test them with a T-wrench that I'll have with me. Oh, of course, there's the tape measure now that I'm done needing a tape measure, at least till I get to the other side and do that side. And I'm just going to go ahead and take it on the tour. Oh, other way. Got a seat clamp. Literally, this is what's holding my phone up, because I clamped it. Anyway, hopefully I didn't just flip it over. But one more thing I have to deal with on this side is that I drug it through the dog's doo-doo. We take a screenshot of that. That might be our... Yeah. Take another one. That might be the shot for the front. Rolling in dew. Alright, folks, that's the end of this one. I'll get back to you. As you can see, the piece is fabricated and sitting here. I'm going to start looking at how to go about fitting it properly. That's all, folks. Bye.